All right, let's see. Y'all can hear me on here? Put a one up in the chat, man, if y'all can hear me. Okay, so y'all can hear me? Okay, I was trying to make sure I wasn't crazy. Y'all can hear me on here? All right, there we go. But how y'all doing, man, this fine evening? Y'all ready for the Sabbath day? I know I am, man. It's been a rough week. Rough week, man. But I'm glad to have made it to the Sabbath day, man. Okay, so y'all can't hear me? Okay, good. I'm just making sure I ain't crazy now, because y'all know how this technology is, man. It's all good till it ain't. But yeah, man, I just got this quick chapter that I wanted to go over with y'all, man. Psalms chapter 37, because every now and then, us as saints, man, we need encouragement. I know I do, at least. You got some brothers and sisters, they act like they're, spiritual giants. Or I wouldn't even say a spiritual giant. You got some brothers and sisters, they act like spiritual juggernauts. Like nothing, phases them, bothers them, pretend they don't need encouragement. But not me, man. There are times I'm like, yo, stuff that happened to you in life, sometimes you be like, man, this is crazy. Man, you be second guessing yourself and all kind of stuff. So, when I get down and when there are times where I need encouragement, I don't run to nobody. Okay? Because I know, at least as a man, you got to know how to pick yourself up. You can't depend on other people. You got to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. You got to learn how to stand 10 toes down. Right? And this is one of my go-to chapters, Psalms 37. I read this all the time, man, when I'm going through, and every time I read it, it's just as new as the first time I read it. So, I just kind of wanted to share it with y'all. But, I hope y'all had a good week. For me, it was absolutely rough, but I hope y'all had a good week, man. We're gonna be getting ready for the Sabbath day tomorrow. I can't wait for the Sabbath day. I be looking forward to the Sabbath day every week. Get away from these heathens, get away from the job, man, and just rest on the Lord's day. Convocate with y'all brothers and sisters, man, because y'all don't know, man, I love y'all, man. Every time I see y'all in the chat and stuff, those of y'all who make videos and stuff, man, y'all really make my day. Y'all really do, man. It be such a blessing, to be among y'all spiritually, But yep, we're gonna go ahead and get into this lesson though, y'all, because I don't want to prolong it. I'm not trying to make this a long, drawing out lesson and anything. But this, like I said, this is just one of my go-to chapters whenever I need to encourage myself. So Psalms chapter 37, and I'm going to start with verse 1. And it says, "Fret not thyself because of evil doers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity." And if you actually look that word fret up, it means to be worried or to be anxious. So the Lord said, don't be worried or anxious because of evildoers. Because let's just face it, brothers and sisters, some of those evildoers who are doing that's wrong, a lot of them, they have power. I'm not talking about the normal little evildoers, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about them evildoers that's got some real like power to like hurt you, hurt your livelihood. The Lord said, don't be worried about them. Says, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Because let's face it, you know, you look at a lot of people, man, that just ain't doing right for some reason. You know, they got perfect health. They seem to be living a blessed life. You know, their family seems to be doing great. Like I said, they got their health. They getting all this money. Nothing ever seems to go wrong in their life. But everything with you is going wrong. But there's a scripture that I wanna look at. And I'm super tired right now, guys, but I didn't care. I'm like, you know, I'm coming on half sleepy. It don't matter. I'm coming on anyway. I'm going to just have to be tired while I do this live stream. Psalms chapter 34. And I want to read verse 19. Because, see, the wicked, they seem to, like I said, be in perfect health. Everything at the job going well for them. Their family's doing great. But what about the righteous? What's happening to us while it seems like they're living a great life? Psalm 34:19, and it says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." So many are the afflictions of the righteous. So the wicked, you know, they seem to be having it good, but you know, just know when you serve the Most High God of Israel, that's what you got waiting on you right there. A ticket to affliction. Every time I look up, it's always the saints struggling. It's always the saints getting beat down. But nevertheless, it says the Lord delivereth him out of them all. Out of what all? Out of all of those affliction. Because the Lord going to see to it that we have a sure end. He going to see to it that at the end of all of our afflictions, we're going to be blessed. But it's just that part of going through those afflictions. See, that's the part that actually sucks. That part sucks, man. Verse 2, it says, "For they," meaning the wicked, meaning the evildoers, shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. And that's a pretty funny analogy when you look at it. He said they shall soon be cut down like grass, because just look in your own front yard, right? The grass, you just let it grow. It grow and grow. You let it get tall. But what happens after a while? After it start growing a lot, what do? You eventually get that lawnmower out that's got that big old blade at the bottom. And that blade come across the grass and just clean it, just completely cut the grass down. Well, the Lord said that's what he gonna do with the wicked. That's how he do them. He let the wicked grow and grow. It seemed like, man, they just, you know, prospering higher and higher and higher. But the Lord say, but once they reach a certain point, just like that lawnmower, you gonna come and you that's what the Lord do. And see, it's funny because as that grass growing, you know, people driving by your yard and they like, man, this guy, man, that grass just, it's growing and growing. Is he ever gonna cut that grass down? It's just growing. It's out of control. But then one day it eventually happened. The person ride by and what happened? That grass cut down and they say, woo, that yard finally looking nice, because that grass had that yard, that high grass had that yard looking ugly. We the saints, we're the yard, by the way. So once that grass get cut down, which is the wicked, guess what? That yard represent us. It looks great. Like, oh man, that yard looking good. Well, because that grass sure had it looking ugly. It's going to come a point where the Lord going to get tired of your enemies. He going to say, that's enough. I done had enough of your enemies. It's time to bring them down to size. And when that happens, you going to rise to the top and you going to prosper. And they going to know what it feels like to feel that affliction that you felt. Okay. Verse 3. It says, trust in the Lord and what? Do good. Now that is very important, brothers and sisters, when you're going through affliction. And usually who's bringing this affliction? The wicked. The wicked is usually the one bringing the affliction on us. Now, we all know the Lord, he signs off on it. Nothing happens without the Lord signing off on it. But nevertheless, it's still the wicked. They're still the one bringing the affliction. And I'm not going to lie. Y'all know I'm not lying. When the wicked bring that affliction on you, boy, it be having you pissed off. You be mad. You be ready to punch somebody in the face. You be ready to destroy somebody. See, I'm not one of these people that pretend like I don't have those feelings. No, I be ready to punch somebody in the face, cuss them out. I be ready to do all kind of stuff. But what did the Lord say? He said, trust in me and do good. Remember, the Lord said, don't be weary in well doing. Hold on, y'all. I got to actually get the scripture. It's not authentic unless I actually get the scripture. Here it go, right here. And this comes in this right here is when it say to trust in the Lord. It says, and let us not be weary in well doing. That's why it says trust in the Lord and do good. That's the same as it saying, let us not be weary in well doing. Why? For in due season, meaning at the appointed time. Because remember, brothers and sisters, there is an appointed time for God to take down your enemies in your own individual life and us as the 12 tribes of Israel. There's an appointed time where God is going to say, look, I've had enough. I can't watch this anymore. And the Father give Christ the green light. He knock your enemies right off. So it says, let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season, meaning at the appointed time, we shall reap if we faint not. And how do you faint not? Back to verse 3 in Psalms 37. Trust in the Lord. That is the only way that you're not going to faint. You must trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord to do what? To deliver you from your enemies. Because, your enemies, they're going to mock you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to make you the poster child for everything negative, right? Trying to get you in trouble. A lot of y'all brothers and sisters, you experienced it, but the Lord say, don't do no evil. Don't cuss them out. Don't punch them. I know you want to punch them. Don't punch them. Don't do anything, because then you're going to be in trouble. Not only by God, but also by man. So the Lord say, don't do any of that. Trust in me. Know that I can deliver you. That's why I showed y'all what happened with your forefathers and foremothers in the land of Egypt. Our forefathers and our foremothers, they were oppressed for 400 years. They had to put up with them dark-skinned Egyptians. Darkies had to deal with them for 400 years with their foot on our neck. But there became a time, what? In due season, that's that appointed time. It came a time when the Lord said, I can't watch this no more. I got to deliver my people. Sometimes the Lord raise up a man to deliver you from your enemies. Or sometimes it just depends on the situation and how mad God really truly is. Sometimes he will hit your enemy with a disease, a sickness. Or he will kill them. It just depends on the situation and whatever God deems a worthy punishment for your enemies, but in due time, God going to deliver you. So you got to trust in him. Okay. Verse 4. Now it says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. And in this case, what is the desire of your heart? The desire of your heart is what? To be delivered from your enemies. But the Lord say, delight on me. No. Don't look around at what's going on and what's happening in your life. You seeing stuff falling apart. It seems like your family falling apart, finances falling apart, your relationships with your co-workers at work falling apart, all hell breaking loose. Car ain't working right. Trying to turn on the TV, it turn on, and then all of a sudden the screen cut out. The TV don't work no more. You like, man, this is crazy. You just can't catch a break. But the Lord say, don't look at all that. He said, delight yourself in me. Take pleasure in me. In other words, do this. Let's go ahead and go to 1 Samuel 30:6. Do this instead. When all hell breaking loose and everything is falling apart, this is what the Lord expects us to do. We got to gather all our courage and do this right here. What our forefather, King David, did. It says, and David was greatly distressed. Ain't that some of us? Greatly distressed. Like this week, I've been greatly distressed. Greatly. But what? And it says, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But what? This is how you delight in the Lord. But David, what? Encouraged himself in his God. In other words, he strengthened himself. No matter no matter what's going on, Lord, I got my eyes on you. No matter what people saying about me, no matter what people blaming me for, no matter what's falling apart in my life, Lord, I'm going to keep my eyes on you. And the Lord look at that and he say, oh, Lord, he don't care what's going on. He got 100% trust and faith in me. And y'all know that nothing moves God more than faith and trust. That will have him flying off his throne. And so when he see that, you better be sure that deliverance is coming. But you got to keep your eyes on him first. You got to put your eyes on him first. All right. Let me see. Verse 5. And it says, commit thy way unto the Lord. Continue serving God. No matter what's going on, no matter what people say, keep serving God. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He gonna bring that deliverance to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Why? Because when you're being afflicted, you're put in that dark place. You're put in this box. And believe it or not, people can actually see that darkness on you. They can actually see you in that box. They can actually see you being afflicted. Okay. And so you become like you're already the target, so I can't use that word, but you become the talk of the town, if you will. Yeah, man, such and such going through that. Ooh, boy, God must hate them, boy. They must have did something God didn't like. Man, they getting towed up. Because people know when you being afflicted. They can't really explain it, but they can see it on you. They can tell something is going on with you. So you become the gossip. You become the talk of the town. I ain't got the right words to say it, but I know y'all know what I mean. But there's going to come a day where the Lord is going to deliver you from your enemies or bring you out of that affliction. And guess what? The Lord, just like Job, he is going to bless your shoes off and then your socks and then your skin. He going to bless your bones off. And everybody going to be the audience. Everybody's going to see how blessed you are. Man, wasn't that the girl, or wasn't that the boy that was going through all that stuff? Something seemed like nothing was going right for me. Family was falling apart. Mess was going on with their car. Things wasn't going right at work for him and stuff. But when you get delivered, everybody gonna see it. Oh my goodness, man. It seemed like, man, everything just happening for this brother and this sister. Man, I could have swore, man, about a month ago that brother, that sister, man, was in peril. But now look at him, blessed. It's basically the Job story, but for you. You gonna come out on that other side double blessed. For all your pain, suffering, everything, God gonna give you double. And everybody is going to see you ascend and rise to the top, astonished. Now, let's keep going. Verse 7, it says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Now that, guys, that is so important. It says, wait patiently for him, because I know how it is, brothers and sisters. I know, because I was going through it this week. There are times where the affliction be so great that you be wanting to make stuff happen. You be trying to find ways to escape, find ways to get your enemies out the way. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the Lord say, don't do all that, man. Sit still and wait for your salvation. And it's easier said than done. I'm sure y'all know that. I'm sure a lot of y'all know that. It's easier said than done. But the Lord say, hey, man, be patient. Wait on me. Because I got something for your enemies. And I'm going to see you through to the end. You just got to be patient. Because if you're not patient, guess what? You're going to start being reckless. You're going to start doing some ungodly things. Because why? You don't want to feel that pain. The Lord know you don't want to feel no pain. He know you don't want to be talked about. He know you don't want to be harmed. He know all of that stuff. That's why he's telling you to be patient. Because he know we get hasty. We want to start making things happen. All right? He says, fret not or worry not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. Because you see your enemies, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You see your enemies, and they doing what? They smiling. They laughing. They perfectly healthy. Seem like they don't want for nothing. Their children are doing great. Their husband or their wife is doing great. Things at the job is going great for them. While you sitting up there in the boxing ring, getting your face boxed off, blocking all those punches with your face. While they sitting up there laughing and prospering, they getting promoted, and you like, what the heck? You like, man, what is going on? But the Lord said, hey, don't worry about that, because the Lord like, I'm going to get him eventually. I'm going to get her eventually. Don't worry about them. They just like that grass I was telling you about that's in your yard. How you let it just grow and grow. And you're like, boy, it seems like this grass really going. And guess what? That lawnmower get crunk up. And you cut that grass down. It got high for a little minute. But then the grass was cut down. The Lord say, hey, that's what I'm going to do. Hey, so don't be worried about your enemies prospering in your face. All right. And it says, fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Because that's how these wicked folks are. It seemed like at night, that's when they come up with all the evil in their bed. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do right here. And these wicked devices that these people bring in the past, it's against you. I'm going to make that guy or that girl over there, I'm going to make them do this. I'm going to make them do that. I'm going to make this happen against them. I'm going to make that happen against them. The Lord say, and it's brought to pass. And they hurting you. They afflicting you. Your boss come laughing up in your face. And I mean, he grinning and laughing. He say, hey, that Sabbath day that you like to keep or whatever like that, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to keep that no more. I need you to come in on Saturday. And he got a giant Dr. Seuss Grinch grin on his face. And he tell you, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to keep that Sabbath no more. I'm gonna need you to come in. That ain't what happened to me. I'm just saying that's some of the stuff that happens, because for whatever reason, this guy or this girl, they got it out for you. And we know it's just Satan jump up in them to try to agitate you, get you frustrated, try to steal your faith away. But the Lord say, don't worry about that. I know they saying all that, doing all that, but I got you. Just trust in me. So you should be going to bed at night, brothers and sisters. You shouldn't be up crying and, figuring out what you need to do. Leave that in the hands of the Lord. Lord, I'm trying to serve you. I'm trying to do what's right. I'm trying to keep the Sabbath day. And you got this guy right here, my boss, sitting up here trying to make me come in on the Sabbath day. But Lord, you don't want to put us in these people's hands. You put us as the children of Israel in the hands of these heathen. So, Lord, hey, I trust you. Whatever they do, let that be laid to their charge. But Lord, I have an honest, genuine heart, and I'm trying to serve you. And the Lord see that, and he be like, okay. Because sometimes the Lord puts you in these spots just to see if you're going to trust him. Because we always talk about, in our lessons or when we pray, or in our private studies and stuff, we always talk about how we trust in the Lord. Oh, yeah, I got faith in this. So sometimes the Lord, he'll put that to the test. Well, let me see if he or she really do got faith like they say they do. And then he put you in a situation like that just to see how you react, just to see what you do. And that's going to tell God everything he need to know about you, because at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, words don't really mean a whole lot without action behind them. Words without action is empty. So the Lord need to see some action to back them words that you claiming. Okay, you say you trust me. I'm going to drop you in this situation. I'm going to drop you in this situation right here. And I'm going to let these heathens have at it with you. And we're going to see what you made of. And then he put you there. And the Lord literally just sit on his throne. And he watched just like that. Just to see what you're going to do. And if you pass the test, good. But if you don't, hey, you need more. You got more work to do. It's that simple. Okay. Verse 8. Cease. It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Because again, when stuff happen to you, when afflictions arise, it makes you angry and it makes you upset. But the Lord said, forsake wrath, meaning forsake rage, because anger is anger. But then you have something called rage or wrath. Okay. That's basically when you're in a constant state of anger, meaning the sun goes down in your anger, meaning you just continuously operate in that emotion. You never let it go. You just stay upset and angry. And guess what? When you're operating in that wrath, when you're operating in that anger, you start hurting the wrong people. Hold on, y'all. Let me say that again. When you operate in wrath, otherwise known as rage, okay, your anger never subsides. You begin hurting the wrong people to the point that when you're dealing with the saints, you're mean, you're nasty, you give them the side eye. You become upset with them, not because they did anything to you, but because of the affliction that you're going through. And guess what? God is going to get your enemies. Make no mistake of that. He's going to get your enemies that made you wrathful. But guess what the Lord also going to do? He going to come and get your black behind. Why? Because you hurt other saints. That's why the Lord say, hey, don't operate under that, because then you'll begin hurting the wrong people. And now God got to get you. Okay. Verse 9. And it says, for evildoers or the wicked shall be cut off. So the Lord is telling you, oh, they gonna get cut off. Now, the thing is, we get upset because they don't get cut off when we want them to get cut off, right? Just like right now, we in captivity in every nation under the sun. And y'all hear a lot of these black people. Some of them are Israelites. Some of them are Egyptologists. Some of them are in Islam. Some of them are in Christianity. All kind of stuff. And y'all hear some of them. Some of them, they get weak. They get upset. Man, y'all been talking about Jesus gonna come back, do A, B, and C. He ain't did it yet. Or the conscious people, they do it too. Oh man, y'all always been talking about, Jesus gonna come back and defeat our enemies and do this and do that. Why? Because they're not getting deliverance when they want to get it. And that happens to us sometimes. When we're being afflicted, we get upset because the deliverance doesn't come when we want it to come. But that's why Paul said in due season. Meaning what? At the appointed time. Meaning, what's that little thing? Y'all know that little the sand, how it go down in that little jar? You know how you do it like that, you flip it up. The sand dial, that's what it is. The Lord literally has that on your own personal individual affliction. And he also has it for the 12 tribes of Israel. Of course, I'm talking figuratively, brothers and sisters. But he also has it for the 12 tribes of Israel. He got that sand dial and that sand just going down. It's going down, and it's going down slow, man. We've been in this captivity, man, for like thousands of years, man. When we gonna get out of it? I'm tired of this stuff, man. Gotta pay bills, gotta pay taxes, man. Gotta deal with some heathen stepping on my neck. How long we gonna have to put up with this, man? You gonna have to put up with it till that sand dial run out. Once that sand dial run out, and it will, and when it do, that's when you'll be delivered. That's how it works, brothers and sisters. It ain't gonna ever come when you want it to come. Everything is done in an appointed time. Okay? It says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. And it's not just talking about, the remnant, post Christ's return, the end of time. It ain't just talking about that, but it's also in your own personal life. Those are going to be the ones that see deliverance. Those are going to be the ones that see the salvation of the Lord. Those who wait on him. Because unfortunately, there are brothers and sisters, so-called in this truth, that could not wait on the Lord in their own individual life when they were being afflicted. And they end up doing something stupid. And what happened? They end up going to jail. They end up getting going to prison. They end up getting fined all this money that they can't pay back in a lifetime. All because of what? They could not wait on the Lord. Or because you tried to deliver yourself. Now your hand was seen in the pot of trying to do something and stir stuff up. Now your name is slandered. Your name is being trashed because you decided you wanted to make something happen. That's why the Lord said, man, just wait on me, man. Don't do nothing crazy. That's why the Lord said, hey, man, forsake wrath. It's okay to be angry. There's a reason God gave us that emotion. You gonna get angry, but the Lord say, look, man, be angry and let that be it. Don't do nothing stupid. Because remember, these heathen still got power over you. Or whoever's doing the oppressing, they got power over you. And one false move is all it takes and you will be taken down. So again, that's why the Lord said, wait on him. Okay. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. I'm so tired. It's unbelievable. But I'm getting through this lesson. Verse 10. And it says, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Now, see, for us, it seemed like it's taking forever for our enemies to be brought down, whether it's in your individual life or concerning the 12 tribes of Israel. It seemed like, man, all this time, man, they still doing what they want. They still laughing, smiling, everything just going good, man. And I'm still up here suffering. But to the Lord, he said, look, for yet a little while in God's eyes. Because, see, the Lord is the high and the lofty one. It says he inhabits eternity. So for him, the wicked ain't been prospering once he deliver you. The wicked ain't been prospering but 5 minutes in his eyes. To you, man, it's been thousands of years. But in his mind, he like, it's only been 5 minutes. That's why he say, but yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. They gonna reign for about 3 to 5 minutes, and the Lord gonna cut them down. Says, yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. So the Lord like, take a good look at your enemy. They eating good. Because your enemies too, they always be fat for some reason. Not all of them. But some of them for some reason always be fat. I mean real fat. Eating good. And when I say fat, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like that living good, eating good by oppressing other people type of fat. They eating good, going where they want to go. Lord said, just look at them. Look at them. You see them? Look at them. They eating good. They looking good. They ain't got no health problems. Boy, look at that. They just getting promotions at work. Everybody seem to love them. Man, they family doing good. Oh, look at his or her son. Boy, they just won some award. Everybody cheering them on. And look at you. You right here suffering, going through it. But the Lord said, look at them. You see that? Because he or she, when I bring them down, number one, they gonna be skin and bones. They not gonna be, they got all that meat on them. They ain't gonna have all that meat on them like you see them now. They gonna be skin and bones, okay? Oh, and on top of that, they gonna go through pure hell for the rest of their life. And they better be lucky I don't kill them. Because sometimes the Lord just take them out. Sometimes he don't play with them with no disease, none of that. Sometimes, Lord, like you coming to see me. You going straight to the judgment. Straight to judgment day. When you lift your eyes, you're going to see a black man on that throne. It just depends on how mad God really is. What he deems worthy as a punishment for your enemies. Okay? Verse 11. Now look at this now. It says, but the meek, meaning the humble, shall inherit the earth. Why? Because the meek, meaning the humble, they don't have any pride. They always put others before themselves. And usually those who put others before themselves, those tend to usually be the people that treat people right, that love people. But the opposite of that is pride. Those people don't care about anybody. And they step on any and everybody that gets in their way. Okay? And it says, the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Because that's what we all desire, brothers and sisters. Not only in our own individual life, but also as the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what we want. We want peace. Because when we got kicked out of the land of Israel, we no longer had peace. We no longer had rest. All we have now is tribulation, trouble, no rest. The Sabbath day, yeah, we keep the Sabbath day. We delight in it. We rest. And it's a sign for that which is to come. But make no mistake, even though we do all those things, we still know in the back of our mind, the following day, we got to deal with these heathen back in tribulation. But the time is going to come where it's going to be an eternal Sabbath. never ending peace. Never having to deal with an oppressor, the wicked, whether it be the heathen or your people. Yes, because your people can be oppressors too. I know because I live among them every day and they be tripping. Every day they be tripping. And dare you to say something or do something, they'll knock you out cold. I get tired of that stuff, man. You get tired of battling all the time. You just want what? That abundance of peace. Knowing that you don't have no worries. You can just sit back, man, and just bask in silence, in peace, and in comfort. No worries. That's the day I really, truly await. Okay? Now, where was I at? Verse 12. And it says, now, okay, here we go now. The wicked plotteth against the just. Let's look at that word plot. Let's look at that word plot. Okay. Now, the wicked plotteth against the just, meaning the righteous. It says a plot, a plan made in what? Secret by a group of people or an individual to do something illegal or harmful, or secretly make plans to carry out an illegal or harmful action. So when they say the wicked plot against the just, that's what they doing. They're trying to find out ways and methods to try to hurt you, to try to harm you, to try to afflict you, to try to make you upset, to piss you off. And when they do all of this plotting, where do they do it? They do it in secret. They do it when you're not around. They plot it. They plot against you in the conference room. They plot against you at the dinner table at their house. This is what the Lord say is going on with your enemies. Don't be a fool, Israel. Brothers and sisters, do not be a fool. I don't care what them other pastors and teachers say. You have enemies. You need to acknowledge that. You have enemies. Do you have friends? Yeah, you got friends. But for every good, you got bad. Where there's light, there's also darkness. Don't be a fool. You got enemies. Some of them look at you every day. I don't know who they are. I have no idea who they are. I'm not living your life. I don't know. But you better believe you got some enemies that's watching you every single day. They eyeing you. And there are going to be some enemies you just don't see. Some of them you can look. You're like, oh, look at that crooked-eyed joker. I can tell he my enemy. But there are some, they're very crafty. They say good morning to you. They're very friendly. They're very warm to you. When y'all talk, there's levity. There's levity. There's humor. You have good conversation. But you don't know behind your back at he or she dinner table or in that conference room or in their car, they plotting against you. How can I destroy this man? How can I destroy this woman? And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to look at your weaknesses. Let me see what this man or this woman is weak at. And from there, I can formulate or I can make a plan on how to take them down, how to systematically dismantle us. And you know they do it in your individual life, brothers and sisters, because let me tell you something. This has been done to us as the 12 tribes of Israel, a gigantic nation of people this has been done to. Our enemies have plotted and planned against us, what? In secrets. Hell, they do it all the time in the UN. Go look, that's a giant conference room. How we gonna get these niggas? And they sit there and plot and they plan. But what do? Let's look at the children of Israel's weaknesses. Ain't that's what they do? These niggas right here, they love pleasure. I see. Well, let's look in their Bible. Let's see. Oh. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, what, Ted? These niggers, they love foreign women. He write it down. Oh, yeah. Those niggers too. The women, they also like foreign men. Oh, yeah. Oh, I also read too, they love idol gods. Okay. I see. Wow, okay. Oh, yeah. They seem to really love sex too. Oh. And that's what they do. They look at all your weaknesses, and guess what? They start giving you rope. What the hell is this rope for? Oh, it's nylon too. Good and tight, unbreakable. What they doing giving me this rope? They giving you just enough rope. Formulated by them what they plan. And this rope is a noose, by the way. And they giving it to you. Giving you what? Just enough rope to hang yourself. To hang your silly behind. That's why you must do, thus saith the Lord. You got to flee your lusts, flee your desires, and serve the Most High. That is the most important thing. If you don't want your enemies to get you and destroy you, you must serve God. This is why we keep telling the children of Israel, hey, you must serve God. I don't care what kind of militia you form. I don't care if you create some kind of gang or whatever y'all trying to create. Look, it's not going to work. You must serve God. You must serve him. There must be a moral reformation. And once you receive a moral reformation, while being connected to God, your enemies can't even touch you. They can't even so much as look at you. Why? Because your enemy usually uses desirous things, wicked things, to draw you in, to try to make you sin, to try to make you fall. But when you connect it to God, you're not drawn away by those temptations that your enemies got for you, that they planned in that secret room to take you down. Because you got this right here is reformed. So you're nearly invincible, darn near untouchable. Okay? But let me see. Let me go ahead and go back to Psalms 37. All right? But it say, yeah, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. They can't stand your black behind. Your enemies, when they see you, they can't stand your black self. That's the heathen and other black faces that can't stand you. Because, yes, you got enemies among your own people. They trying to take you down, too. Because why? Not all Israel is Israel. Verse 13. But what the Lord do? What the Lord do when he see the wicked planning to harm the righteous and bring these evil devices to pass on the righteous? It says, the Lord shall laugh at him. Okay? Say the Lord gonna laugh at the wicked. Look at these dudes, man. Look at these ladies, man, trying to sit up here and harm my saint. For he seeth that his day is coming. So the Lord already see the wicked's end. He literally has an appointed time. For 3 months, okay, your enemy's been oppressing. Your enemy's been oppressing you, but they don't know the next month on the 15th, the Lord gonna take them down. So they doing all that evil, tearing you up, afflicting you, making you cry. Because let's be honest, sometimes our enemies, they make us cry, man. They make us feel bad. They make us upset. It's just the truth. Okay, we got feelings, we got emotions. It happens, brothers and sisters. But all while your enemy is afflicting you, the Lord like, look, these stupid idiots don't realize next month on the 15th, I'm taking them all down. Some of them going to be in prison. Some of them going to be dead. Some of them I'm going to hit with a disease. They going to be so skinny. Everybody going to be crying. They family going to be crying. Some of them families going to be took down because of the evil they was doing. So that's why the Lord say he just sit up there and laugh. The Lord like, boy, if they only knew, he just be laughing. Because he know, he see they end. Now all we have to do is just trust. The moment you pray against your enemies, the Lord set an appointed time. I'm going to get them on this day. I've already heard your request, and I've already set a date for them to be dealt with. Verse 14. It says, the wicked have drawn out the sword. Ooh, I'm finna get them. They have bent their bow to cast down the poor and the needy and the righteous. We are the poor. We are the needy. And to slay such as be of upright conversation. Why? Because the wicked, they do not want the righteous around. Why? Because we cast a big mirror. And that mirror shows them how damn evil they are. And so they hate that. I gotta break this mirror. I have to shadow this mirror. I have to find a way to get this mirror out of here because I can't stand how damn wicked I am. I can't take looking at myself. So they gotta find a way to get rid of this mirror, which is you. And they doing everything in their power to get you on up out of here. You seen they did it to Jesus. Now we know Jesus, that was all the part of the plan, but look at that, man. They couldn't take it. Jesus was revealing the scribes and the Pharisees, them lawyers and the leaders of Israel, high priests. He was showing them how much of a hypocrite they were. They couldn't take that. Because here you go, you got God in the flesh who is humble, taking care of the poor, taking care of the sick, the widows, the fatherless, the orphans. Lord taking care of all them people. Meanwhile, you got these rich boys sitting up there in their palace with all this money, all this gold everywhere, talking about how righteous they are, and all of these people sitting up there suffering. Actually, they're suffering because they were the ones that caused the suffering. They took from the people, doing all kind of evil. And here come Jesus taking care of them, being God in the flesh. Oh, they say, oh, heck no. We gotta take Jesus out. And not only him, we gotta take the apostles out. We gotta take down the disciples of the apostles, the disciples of their disciples. We gotta take them out. From there all the way down to 2023. We gotta take them out. Because they showing us how evil we are. They can't take it. So just know, the wicked, they after you. Heathen, Israel, it don't matter. They not righteous, they your enemy. That don't mean you don't try to win your brothers and sisters over, but just know, hey, they wicked, they your enemy. You can't deal with them like you deal with another righteous person. You still gotta love from a distance. Hey, hold on now. Because remember, the wicked and the righteous, they're at war. They're at odds with one another. They're not seeing eye to eye. All right. This has been a war that's been raging since the beginning, since Adam. We just joined that war. Verse 15. It says, oh, I love this right here. Their sword, okay, talking about the wicked, that sword that they pulled out in that bow, okay, but the Lord said, he says that sword that they pulled out, which was meant for you, because you use a sword for what? To slice, to maim, to injure, to kill. The Lord said, their sword shall enter into what? Their own heart. Don't that remind y'all of a story? What story that remind y'all of? Let me see it. Somebody in the chat, Put what story in the Bible that remind y'all of their sword shall enter into their own heart. What story that remind you of in the Bible? That story remind you of David and Saul, right? Remember that? Saul being a wicked man, constantly trying to kill David with the sword, chasing David everywhere, trying to do David evil. David coming there, playing the little harp thing for Saul to ease his spirit to come. Saul got a javelin. David having a duck run up out of there. And all of David did that kind of stuff for a while, man. Saul chased him, trying to kill him with the sword. But what happened, brothers and sisters, at the end of that story? What did Saul do with his sword at the end? Did anybody come and take their sword? Did the enemy come and stab Saul through with the sword? That's right, Hebrew Sean. Saul fell on his own damn sword. All that stuff he was trying to do to righteous David, trying to kill him with the sword, and at the end he ended up turning his own sword on himself. That's what the Lord say gonna happen to your enemies. They gonna fall by their own devices. That stuff they meant for you is gonna happen to them. And when it happen, everybody around gonna be astonished. They gonna say, oh my God, surely this thing was of the Lord. And the Lord gonna get the glory. Remember that Saul was in the cave? They could have got Saul right there. David could have killed Saul right in that cave. Could have took him out. Even David, man, was like, Lord, David, he right there. Oh, David, you can end all of this right now. All this running, all of this stuff. But what did the Lord say? The Lord said what? Don't put your hand forth to do no evil. Trust in me. That's why Saul said, that's why David said, I'm not going to lay my hands on Saul. I'm not going to kill him. I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to let the Lord deliver me. The Lord literally delivered Saul into David's hand. It could have been over right there in that cave. But David said, Lord, I'm going to let you do it. I ain't going to touch your anointing. I'm going to let you do it, Lord. I'm going to let you fight my battles. And what ended up happening at the very end? Saul what? And guess what? Now David is not blamed for Saul's death. Why? Because he didn't put his hands forth to do nothing. So David is sitting back with a clean record. He didn't put his hand forth to do nothing. So now nobody's talking about him. Why? Because he didn't do nothing. He let the Lord handle it. Because when the Lord handles stuff, now your hands aren't seen. You good. That's why the Lord say, wait on me. All right. And it says, and their bows shall be broken. Okay. Verse 16. A little that a righteous man have. Because a lot of us righteous folk, some of us wealthy, some of us have a lot, but a lot of us, we live content lives. We don't want for a whole lot, and we don't have much. But one thing that we do have is we serve the Most High God of Israel. And that's worth more than anything that anybody in this whole world will ever possess. Okay? says a little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. Look at these elite in the world. Let's just look at them. Fine, let's just look at the corporate elite. Y'all would not believe the way that these people live. Y'all would be astonished if y'all seen the way these people live. See, forget houses. Forget islands. Forget all that. These jokers be living in the middle of the ocean. These jokers live on boats the size of a 2-story house. These guys and girl, they got so much money, it's scary. But the only problem is, and not only money, they got all of this respect. People love them. People like them. They can do whatever they want. They don't even, the law doesn't even apply to them. They're above the law. But see, the problem is a lot of them, they have this money, they have this status, they have all of these things by doing evil. Yeah, I may not have a lot. I live a content life, but guess what? I make an honest living. I'm not extorting anybody. I'm not cheating. I'm not killing anybody, right? Like these corporations committing legal murder. And in God's eyes, murder is just murder. But they're committing legal murder, putting stuff in the food, making people sick so that way they have to go to the hospital where these pharmaceutical companies are going to get rich. How are they going to get rich? Because they're going to give you some stupid pills or a stupid shot that's going to cause you to keep having to come back to the hospital over and over again, and every time you come, you got this big bill you got to pay. Hey, so they're going to enjoy their riches. They're going to enjoy that lavish lifestyle that they have, but guess what? In the end, they're going into the fire for the evil that they've done against all the people that they oppressed and kept poor, that they made sick, that caused this hostile environment that we see with the poor eating each other. They're responsible for that. So, hey, let these people do what they do, man. Because at the end, Lord, like, look, I'm going to get them. He like, I'm going to get them, man. Even in your own individual life, you know, you may have some manager or something. He doing so much evil. Not giving his associates raises, not giving them breaks, subjecting them to hard labor, all kind of stuff. And you just see that darn manager, he getting rich. I mean, he getting fatter, all kind of stuff. Man, he coming in with new cars, Lord. Like, look, hey, in the end, I'm going to get him. And sure enough, the Joker retired. God hit him with a terminal illness. Take his ass out of here. First plane jet smoking to the grave. Because the wicked, they ain't got nothing but trouble waiting on them at the end. So if anything, just understand that at the end, you're going to have it good. But the wicked, hey, they smiling and laughing now. But in the end, they going to be crying, man. Trust me. Especially on the day of judgment, when you see that giant black man sitting on that throne with a crown on his head. And he just looking at you. And can't nobody save you. A bunch of angry angels looking at you, all that evil you did. And the Lord called you out on your evil. Hey, when you was on earth, I seen that widow right there. I seen how you took her house. And how she cried to me, cried and cried. She was homeless. No one helped her. She got skinny. She began to starve because no one would feed her, because she was homeless because you took her house. And she ended up dying. You murdered her. And boy, God stand you with that stare, man, like he finna tear you in half. And on top of that, it's just like how it was in the days of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that damn furnace called the lake of fire is heating up, boy. You can feel it. Yeah, that thing, boy, is heating up. That thing heating up, and you know when God looking at you, you know you going in that furnace. I'm telling y'all, on that day, the wicked, they not going to be doing all that laugh, that pompous attitude they got right now. And that day when they see that fire heating up, and they know they going, ain't no where I might know, they know they going in there. Lord said it's going to be weeping, wailing, and gnashing of the teeth, because they know they going in that furnace. That fake furnace that Nebuchadnezzar had, nah, man. That wasn't nothing. That furnace God got is heated up with brimstone. That's what the Lord say. Fire and brimstone. That brimstone getting it real hot. And you know you going in it for eternity. See, with Nebuchadnezzar, you knew if you got through in there, hey, you just wake up in the resurrection. With God, you in there for eternity. You ain't never getting out. That's what the wicked got waiting on them. Hey, that's why I don't lose hope. That's why I don't lose sleep, because I know that's what's waiting on them at the end. Okay? My bad, y'all. I gotta keep it going. I don't want to hold y'all too long. What time is it? 7:32, because I know some of y'all, you got to get ready for the Sabbath. So let me go ahead and just speed it up just a little bit. Verse 17. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken. The Lord said, I'm going to break the wicked arms. Because what they do with their arms, they do their works. They do their evil. But he said, I'm going to break their arms. But the Lord upholdeth the righteous. He going to see us through to the end. 18. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. He know we going to, on this side of things, he know we going to be afflicted. We going to go through many trials to the end. And he know the day of our death is approaching. But he also knows when he returns, he gonna wake us up out of the grave. And from that day and forward, we too will inhabit eternity just like him. Verse 19. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. In other words, when the Lord get tired of the wicked, or whoever it is oppressing you, doing you wrong right now in your own personal life, hey, the day gonna come. Even if it's not an individual, usually it's a group of people. Because usually the wicked, they're cowards. They don't never come by themselves. They always need a group to come get you, because they're cowards like that. Okay? The Lord is saying, look, when I start handing out punishments like Girl Scout cookies, guess what? In that day, you're going to be good. You're going to be watching all them get whooped while you just sitting back with popcorn like, man, oh my goodness. And guess what? You're being prospered. You're being blessed. I mean, God just dumping all them blessings on you while you looking around and the Lord just tearing your enemies up. You gonna be glad in that day that you was doing what was right. Ooh, I'm so glad I was serving the Lord. I'm so glad I kept his commandments. I had faith in him, did what he said, because I don't none of what they getting right now. It pay off in the end. You just got to be patient. Verse 20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. And what do we do with the fat of lambs? We burned it. But notice how it says too, the enemies of the Lord, because whoever is your enemy is also God's enemy. And it says, they shall be as the fat of lambs, they shall consume, because that's what they used to do with the fat when sacrificing. They burn it with fire. It says, into the smoke shall they consume away. Not only on this side, but on the other side to come. To my judgment day. That's what they got waiting on them. Fire brimstone, and smoke. Lord say they gonna consume away. 21. It says, the wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy and what? Giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. In other words, blessed are them that bless you, and cursed be them that curse you. So your enemies really truly don't have any idea who they're messing with. They're literally, the wicked, whether it's of Israel or of the heathen, they don't realize that they're literally messing with the future gods of this earth. Now, I know it's hard to see it that way, brothers and sisters, because right now we in this flesh and, we seeing things the way they're running now. But literally, your enemies are literally messing with future gods. The men and women who are going to run this entire earth, who's going to rule with the Father and the Son. That's heavy. When you really sit down and you think about that, that's actually really, really, really heavy. Okay. Verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. That's right. And he delighteth in his way, because that's what the Lord does for the righteous. He guides our path. He guides our footsteps. He tells us where to go. He shuts doors on us and says, no, I don't want you to walk through that door. Walk through this one. And you say, what? Oh, thank you for shutting that door on me, Lord. I'm glad I didn't go through that way. It was an alligator waiting on me on that other side. Thank you for taking me this way through this nice, pristine garden where there's no snakes, alligators, nothing to harm me. Verse 24. Though he fall, because there are going to be times, y'all, as righteous brothers and sisters, you're going to fall. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes. You're human. It happens. Some mistakes, they're weightier than others. We all know this to be a fact. But it says what? He or she shall not be utterly cast down. When we do make those mistakes, and some mistakes are just inevitable, you won't be destroyed. The Lord will make sure, he will see to it that he raises you back up and that he restores you. He do that for the righteous. But when the wicked fall, they done. The Lord don't get them back up. They done. That's the difference between the righteous man and the wicked man. See, both of them fall. But the Lord picks up the righteous man and the righteous woman. But that wicked man and that wicked woman, he don't pick them up. They left to themselves. They better figure it out. Boy, that's scary, man, when you think about that. You literally have no one looking out for you. And it says, yep, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. 25. I have been young and now I'm old. This is David talking. He says, I have been young and now I am old. And we too, brothers and sisters, if the Lord don't get back here, some of us that are young, we gonna get old, real old. But it's what David says. Yet have I not seen the what? Righteous forsaken? Never seen the Lord leave the righteous, nor his seed begging bread. I never seen the righteous forsaken, and I ain't never seen the righteous children cursed. And the children may go off, do some bad stuff, and you know how it is. But the Lord usually come back for the sake of that righteous man, righteous woman, and turn the life of their seed around. Like Josiah with Manasseh. Verse 26, and it says, he is ever merciful And we know that's true, brothers and sisters, because we still here today. That's how we know that the Lord is ever merciful. And lendeth, and his seed is blessed. And David tells us, this is what our Father tells us. He says, depart from evil, meaning depart from wrongdoing. Depart from breaking the commandments. And what? Do good. Keep God's commandments. Do that which is right towards your brothers and your sisters. And dwell what? Forevermore. Live a blessed and peaceful life. But you got to do what's right, brothers and sisters, to live a peaceful, a comfortable, a blessed, and a prosperous life. Verse 28. For the Lord loveth judgment. He loved justice. And forsaketh not his saints. He delivers for his saints. He's not going to watch you. He's not going to watch you get bashed over the head forever. Eventually, he's going to intervene and correct the wrongdoing that's taking place against you. It says they are preserved forever. And we will be preserved forever. Second coming of Christ, Lord willing, if we be the elect, we're going to dwell evermore. We're going to inhabit eternity. Okay? And be among our Lord and our God forever. It says, but the seed of the wicked, right? The seed of the wicked shall be cut off. And with that right there, that is not just talking about on this side of things with fleshly man, but he's also talking about that other side at his return. There's going to come a point where the Lord going to cut all the wicked off on the earth. And the only thing that's going to remain is the righteous. Because the Lord, look, he not doing them days of Noah and the days like this. He not doing that no more. There's going to come a day where the Lord is going to have nothing but righteous on this earth. And when there is nothing but righteous, what? The earth is going to be filled with peace. No more fighting. No more raping. No more shootings. No more war. No more crime. No more none of that stuff. A earth filled with peace. You can literally go out in the middle of the road at any time and go to sleep and nothing will happen to you. That's how peaceful it's going to be. Your children can go outside and play. You could be in the house, sleep, knocked out. You ain't seen about your kids in about 6 hours and you just sleep. Because the earth going to be so peaceful. It's going to be sinless. That's the kind of peace we going to have. We ain't got that kind of peace now with the way this earth is. The earth is back right now in the days of Noah. The earth is filled with violence. Men and women destroying each other. And if you don't believe me, just turn on the news. That's all you see. Man and woman destroying each other. Going right back to the days of Noah. What did the Lord say during the days of Noah? Y'all know what he said. Out of all of the stuff that was going on, we know it was idolatry going on, war, all this stuff. But what was the culmination? What was the climax of it all? What did the Lord say right before he destroyed earth? He said, he looked and the earth was filled with what? Violence. That was enough for God. He said, that's enough. Man and woman, they got to the point that they just started destroying themselves in big numbers. And the Lord took them all away with that flood. And what's going on again in this world? Earth is back being what? Filled with violence. And this time, he gonna take this whole earth away. All these wicked folks, he gonna take them away with what? Fire this time. Gonna utterly take them away. All right. Here we go. And it says, I think I was on verse 30. Well, let me read verse 29. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. Verse 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. And it's true. That's all you hear from the righteous. But with the wicked, you just hear him talking about folly, foolishness all day long. Yeah, man, you heard about this? Yeah, man, amen, amen. That's all you hear all day, talking stupid. But the righteous, our mind, our thoughts, our speech is always talking about the Most High God of Israel, always concerning ourselves with his business. Verse 31. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The law of God, meaning what? The commandments as well as what? Operating in love. That's what's in the righteous's mind. 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Okay? Like we said earlier, the wicked, that's what they want to do. They want to take you out. 33. The Lord will not leave him in his hand. Meaning you will be in that wicked person's hand. Sometimes you end up in their hand. But what? The Lord will not leave you in his hand. The Lord is eventually going to take you out of his hand. And it says, nor condemn him when he is judged. So the Lord ain't going to sign off on you getting done in completely by the enemy. 34. It says, wait on the Lord and keep his way. That's that patience we talking about. Don't do no evil, but keep serving the Lord. Continue keeping his commandments. And he what? He shall exalt thee to inherit the land. Okay? When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see. In other words, the time gonna come, the Lord gonna judge your enemies. Whether we talking 12 tribes or in your own individual life, the Lord gonna cut off your enemies and he gonna exalt you. And you're gonna see all them that oppressed you, you're gonna see them, they're gonna be destroyed. You gonna be like, ain't that's that man? Ain't that's that woman who used to be doing this, that, and the third to me? Man, God destroyed them. And for you, nothing but blessings. Nothing but prospering from that day forward. It's a beautiful thing, brothers and sisters, to serve the Lord. And it says, 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Because that's how it is with the wicked. They just ascend and ascend and ascend like that story with Icarus. Except God is the sun. Just ascend with them wings. They just ascending. But when they get close to that sun, which is God, what happened? Them wings melt. And what happened to them? They fall right back to the earth. They plummet to their death. And so it says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Because many wicked men, they've rose to power. We've seen it, emperors, all of those type of individuals. They kings rise and fall, this one rise, the next one fall. This one rise, he thought he was hot, he thought he was something special. He fell. This queen, she rose up. Ooh, look at that queen. Oh boy, can't nobody stop her. Boom, she fall. Next one rise up. Think they better than the last three that fell. Then they fall. Boom. 36. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was what? He was not. Rise, fall, rise, fall. Every wicked person think they doing it better than the next one. But they all what? Pass away, and was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. So when it say he was not, meaning that wicked person died. Thought they was hot, thought they was untouchable, and they died. Went the way of all men. You so great, but you can't stop death. You can't stop disease. 37. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. Mark the perfect man, meaning see to it that he isn't harmed when I bring this punishment upon the wicked. And behold the upright, for the end of that man, meaning the righteous, is what? Is peace. He gonna have peace. Trouble free. Rest, no longer in tribulation or affliction. 38. But the transgressors shall be destroyed, what? Together. And I like that the Lord says the transgressors shall be destroyed together, because I promise you, man, wicked folks, they can't just be evil on their own. They always got to be with some kind of group or something when they doing their evil. That's why he said they gonna get tore up together. The end of the wicked shall be what? Cut off. 39. But the salvation, meaning the deliverance of the righteous, is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. So we don't go running to some other man or some pastor trying to get help. Now it's different if you run into your pastor, something like that, just to ask for prayer and stuff like that. But you're not going to him thinking he's God, like he could do something about your situation. You're not running to a psychologist. You're not running to your human resources department to try to deliver you out of it. You ain't doing none of that stuff. You trust in the Lord. Other people gonna try to provoke you into running to somebody. Man, you should go tell such and such. You know, they can help you. They can do this for you. I don't need them. I'm good. Are you sure? Because I would go tell this person or that person. And you say, nah, I'm good. I'm good. You're good? Yeah, I'm good, man. Because you know in your mind, Lord gonna take care of me. The Lord gonna take care of this. I ain't got to run to nobody. And sure enough, in the appointed time, the Lord deliver you. Why? Because of your faith. 40. And it says, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. And he shall deliver them from who? The wicked. And save them, meaning you, because they trust in him. So, hey, that's what it's all about. Trusting in the Lord, having patience, having faith, and seeing to it that the Lord is going to deliver you. Stay calm. Don't get overwhelmed. Just know, hey, look, in spite of everything going on, I still trust God. Most people, they're going to speak evil of me. They're going to claim I'm doing wicked stuff. That's why I'm in this situation. I'm going to just keep trusting in the Lord. But, yeah, y'all, I mean, that's it for this chapter. I just, it was just on my mind to read it. I was going to do this tomorrow, but for whatever reason, I decided to just do it today. I mean, I am so tired, but I did it anyway. I managed to get through it, and, you know, I hope y'all got something out of this. I know it wasn't one of my best lessons, but, hey, I did my best, man. I really wanted to do this chapter. Like I said, this is one of my go-to chapters. Whenever I'm down or I'm feeling discouraged, I always go to this chapter right here. And every time I read it, it's always new to me. Every single time. I absolutely love this chapter. One of my most favorite chapters in the book of Psalms. So, you know, that's it, brothers and sisters, man. And I'll catch y'all on the Sabbath day. Peace.